Good morning, everyone. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga. Let's go ahead and get our space set up for our home yoga practice. Today we're continuing with our practice set that we set yesterday, so feel free, if you're following us on Facebook or if you're subscribing on YouTube, check out our playlist. Go and look at yesterday, Tuesday's first session of the week. We're going to be doing the same set each day and looking at how we feel about continuing to do the same thing, what we start to notice changes, and applying ourselves toward some specific practices. This week we're doing a meditation, a breath practice, asana or physical poses, and then back to the breath practice and the meditation to close. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this is our home yoga practice live. Please feel free to say hello if you're here. I love interacting with folks, and I'm going to get a few things set up for myself. So a blanket, any kind of blanket that you have, preferably not a big poofy quilt or comforter is really the word I was looking for. So I've got a nice cotton blanket here that can fold and has some density. Maybe a block. I have a cork yoga block, but maybe you have a foam one, or you could use a book that has some nice stack to it, preferably maybe a soft covered book instead of a hard one. A strap, you could use a scarf or a belt if you don't have a yoga strap. If you do have a yoga strap, maybe at least an 8-foot long one if you have. If you're a super tall person or more of a curvy or a plus size person, maybe a 10-foot strap, just so that you have enough length of strap to be able to use it for whatever we might need. And then lastly, I have a big bolster. All right, so I'm a 5-foot tall human being. So here we are here with this bolster, nice and dense. But you could use cushions, throw pillows off of your sofa or couch. If you're looking into investing, maybe get something that's dense, not full of a bunch of polyfiber fill. That's a little squishy, doesn't give the support that we need. For now, I'm going to set this aside because I don't need that right away. We're going to start sitting. And sometimes sitting maybe on the pillow or something soft, or even a block, raising our hips helps us, if we're feeling any tension or stiffness in the hips, is a nice way to sit. Maybe even extend the legs out long rather than crossing the legs in case you have some knee issues. So my intention with Home Yoga Practice Live is to give us some tools and ways to maybe approach practicing at home alone. This was born last year, almost around this time, when we all started to have to be home more due to the pandemic. And so away from a studio experience, finding our connection, remaining into our practice, when we're not having folks walk around maybe making suggestions to us. So I hope that you will find some benefit in continuing your practice at home alone with me. We're going to start sitting. I need to make a quick adjustment with a light, so give me 1 second here. Sorry about that. There we go. All right, so as I said, come on in. We're going to get started with our calm, abiding meditation. I'm going to sit on my blanket since it was sitting here, and I'm going to choose to sit cross-legged for myself here today. You could be sitting crisscross applesauce. Perhaps if your hips or knees will allow, maybe you could bring it into Sukhasana, shin in front of shin. It's a little wider in the hips. Out. You could also have your back up against a wall for some ease. And actually, I think I'll do that. Resting your head and your shoulders and your spine against the wall. We'll take a few breaths to just let go of whatever it was we were thinking about before we got here. chin level. Arms heavy, maybe resting on your lap, or let them fall away. You could keep your eyes closed or have them lightly opened with the eyes heavy. And I'll guide us a little bit into our calm abiding or shamatha meditation. Position your body for ease. I'm going to make a little adjustment myself. Relax the jaw and the eyelids. Let your attention rest on your breath. When your mind is distracted, bring your attention back to breathing in and breathing out, following all of the drawing in of the breath, following all of the drawing out of the breath. On the next exhale, let your mind follow the breath, pervading through the entire room around you. Observe your breath expanding beyond your body, filling up the space in your room. Let the body do breath things without you controlling it. The past is already gone. The future is not promised. Do not think, I will do this or I will do that. Rest your mind in this present moment of awareness. Perhaps resting at the end of an inhale, and then exhale, pervading through the room, even outside of the building. Rest and breathe in again. Mind is distracted, return to the inhale and the exhale. That is all that exists single-minded, one-pointed. And gently let your awareness return into this present moment. Now come a little closer for our Bramari Pranayama Bumblebee breath. We'll bring our thumb and close this triangular flap on our ears. And allow the palms and the fingers to rest over the eyes. You could keep the eyes open and just see a little bit through the slats there if closing the eyes is uncomfortable. Let us do 5 Bramari hums. Natural, normal breaths. And we'll bring ourselves to hands and knees on our mat. Your blanket could be used under the knees if you need some added cushioning under your knees. Relax your facial muscles and your jaw. And we'll step the right foot up, perhaps helping it come up toward the top of the mat. You could bring your hands up onto the knee to help you bring your chest upright. Breathe in and lift the upper body, shoulders down, maybe sinking in the hips. And we'll bring the hands down, tuck the back toes, step the back leg up, and slowly roll the spine upright, lifting the head last. Inhale as we lengthen the front of the body. Feel all of the skin on the front of your body. And exhale. Let the upper body come down. Those knees could bend. See if you can allow your spine to release. We'll step the right leg back this time and bring the knee down. Choose, be steady first in the legs and the hips. Coming up, maybe sinking in the hips, reaching the chest. Don't take the body beyond where it wants to go. And bring the hands down. We'll step back to hands and knees plank. Chest over thumbs, breath in. Exhale, elbows bend to lower the chest and the chin down. Lengthen the legs. Breathe in, cobra, elbows bending, lifting the chest, keep the hips on the floor. Exhale, we'll come back to hands and knees, tuck the toes under,
And we'll start to lift the hips and drop the head, straightening the spine, perhaps pushing the heels back toward the floor. Your knees never have to be straight. This is downward facing dog. Breath in. And we'll bring the right knee down, stepping the left foot up. Help your way up. Breathe in and lift, shoulders soft. This is an offering, so maybe eyes up, looking up at the heavens. Hands down, coming to what's firm and known. Stepping the right foot up, rolling the spine up. Take your time. Now we're all going to find a pace that works for you. So don't be concerned if your pace isn't the same as mine. This isn't about keeping up with anyone. Stand firm in the legs. Offer some energy upward through the chest, not bowing backward so much. Exhale, forward fold, folding into ourselves, letting the back of the neck, the back of the spine soften. We'll step that left leg back, knee down, breath in. Could you lift through the front of the rib cage? Feel your legs cooperating with you. Hands down, stepping back to hands and knees plank. Some of you may be moving to extended plank. Breath, exhale, lower down. We're going to continue in this manner. Breathing in, lifting the chest. See how smooth and soft we can be. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feeling your flesh starting to soften around your bones. Can you wish that for yourself? Left knee down, soften the neck and your intention. Stepping the right foot up. Help yourself any way that you need. Breath in, softness in your face, your jaw, your shoulders. Exhale, hands down. Step the left foot up. Roll the spine up. Let's see if we can have the breath and the body move with fluidity. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step the right foot back. Inhale. Fill up the body with breath. Exhale. Stepping the left knee back. Breath in. Exhale. Inhale, soften your back muscles and your buttocks. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, pull the butt up a little. Exhale, right knee down. Step the left foot up. Now if the body's warming up, maybe step the foot a little further forward. Inhale, that will allow for a little bit more depth of sinking in the groin and the hips. Exhale, hands down. Stepping that right foot up. Let's see if we can keep even amount of pace, where no section of the sun salute is faster or slower. Can you feel your ribs intending to rise? And then upper body releasing. Half flat back. Maybe keep the knees soft here. Everything soft. Stepping the left leg back. Bringing the knee down. Remember, be stable first. Inhale. Let's work from where we are grounded and accept what the body wants to give today. Feeling today. What are you noticing about going through these movements today that maybe feels a little more familiar? Maybe some areas are feeling a little achy from doing this yesterday. Connect in with the depth of your breath. Left knee down. Stepping the right foot up. Let's breathe in and hold in this warrior, sinking into the left knee, kneeling warrior, shoulders down. Can you feel the flesh in the front of the ribs lifting and growing upward? Making room for breath the whole way. Throat is open, neck is open, hands down. Take your time. Tuck the back toes, step the back leg up, and roll the spine up. Inhale, lift. Let's hold here. Tailbone under a bit, growing tall through the waist. Not in the neck or shoulders. Forward fold. Can you keep the legs squeezing and engaging while you let the upper body hang over it? Breathe in and lift the chest a little, maybe looking up. And we'll step the right leg back, bringing that knee down again. Coming up for our kneeling warrior to hold for a breath or two or three. Maybe some of you want longer. Softening what's still resisting, what's opening, what's strengthening and exerting itself to hold this position. How fully can you live in this moment, aware, engaged, and intending ease? And hands down, we'll step to our plank. Remember, that could be on hands and knees or extended. And lower. Let's hold the cobra now. 5 breaths. Walk those thumbs back, legs together. Try not to involve the neck so much. And push with the arms. Maybe keep the belly button on the floor. Elbows back, shoulders back. Relax the belly. Relax the butt side. Child's pose. Pushing back so that the hips sink back toward the heels. Perhaps keep the arms extended and lengthening, allowing the neck and the head to fall. Feel the lengthening and stretching of the flesh and the bones along the back of your body. What is the quality and depth of your breath? And we'll come up to hands and knees. Let's go to a downward dog again. 5 breaths. Tuck the toes. Feel your butt lifting, pushing down and forward through those arms. Pressing the heels back. Knees could remain soft. What is sustainable without strain? Maybe turning the head left and right, checking in. And let's walk the hands back to the feet. Where is the weight in your feet? Are you aware of that? How are your feet holding you right now? Are you dumping on certain parts of the foot? On one leg more than the other? What is an equal distribution of the weight and the work? And we'll roll the spine up where we are here. So the sequence this week, after the sun salutation, is we're doing asana, eagle, and triangle, and wide-legged forward fold, prasarita padottanasana. I'm going to start from the back of my mat. I'm going to put myself back there, but to review, for the eagle in the legs, we started possibly just crossing the feet here. Some of us, depending on the size of the thighs, the foot might have to be further here. That could be more than enough for us. Arms out wide,
One arm on top, one arm on bottom. Remember, we're all responsible with remembering what arm. This could be good enough. If you're going further, bend the standing leg, so that's my left leg, crossing right knee joint over it, toe touch. Only if you feel like you can stay stable, you can lift that foot off the earth. Some of you are involving bringing the forearms together. So find the space that you can sustain without struggle. Coming out of the legs mindfully. Coming out of the arms mindfully. Breathing in. Let's lift through the waist. With a free breath in the waist, no tension. Lift in the ribs, but the shoulders are down. Can you feel the legs pushing down? Nice. We'll get ready for the other side. I'm going to cross. I am going to bend my standing knee, crossing that knee joint over it, and I'm starting with a toe touch. Now feel the hips. Start to notice, is that crossing starting to twist your hips? Could you ask your hips to level out and accept wherever they want to go today? There's no instant, ooh, I'm in alignment, and then suffer in that. We want to be gradual, right? We're teaching and learning in new areas of the body. And let's expand. Find your arms. It could be here. Maybe you say, you know what, on this side, I can't do the arms, and have that calm mind. So choose where you want to be. Feel the space in between the shoulders. Feel your spinal vertebrae stacked on top of one another, or do they feel like they're the Leaning Tower of Pisa in certain areas? All right, come on into those hips and feel what's tight, what's tense. What could you do to lessen some of that tension? Not an instant, right? But just take and accept a tiny bit. Quality of breath. Maybe you come up and you come back down. Easing our way out of the legs first. Feel both legs giving you standing root. Releasing those arms. Feel the breath. Feel the releasing of whatever we were holding in that. And breathe in. Lengthen through the waist. Pushing the legs down, shoulders down, front of the chest, front of the belly. Up. And forward fold. Now remember, we were at the back of our mat. I'm going to move myself back there now. Walking our hands forward to down dog. Maybe pedal your heels up and down. Feel the arms supporting you. Maybe work the neck. And then settle into hips rising, head releasing. Head releasing. Breath intentional, not forceful. We're going to come to the top of the mat. If you would like to bring a knee down first to do so, like we did through the sun salutation, go ahead. Others of you may be working on stepping, one big long step. That's a lot of core, it's a lot of hip flexibility to get there.
rolling the spine up. Practice the mountain, shoulders down, chest lifting. I'm going to lift my right leg, open the hip, and take as many steps as you need back. Left leg straight, turn the body sideways. Squeeze the thighs without locking the knees. We could lift the arms. Now, if we've got shoulder pain or issues, feel free to just keep your hands at prayer. Hips. And send that left hip back, reaching through the waist. And I can even do that without the arms being extended, so that I'm lengthening through the spine. And then if you want, you could just let one hand rest above or below the knee. Ooh, that was my hip. Now you could use this left hand to guide, this right hand to guide the hip forward. I meant to do this before class. I'm going to do it right now. I was like, oh, I should do a T shape with the mats. So that you could see, right now, that hip is protruding back. And I want to bring it, revolving the chest. Don't lock the knees. Push the baby toe edge of the right foot into the floor. Feel the thighs engaging. Let the breath come into the pelvis. Lengthen your head in the direction that the left toes are pointing in. And we'll bring ourselves upright. Take your time. Try not to yank yourself up. Spin on the left heel. We're just going to go to triangle on the other side. Spin on the right heel. Push down through the right big toe. Push down through the baby toe edge of the left foot. Choose where you want those arms, hips. A little bit of movement in these hips, encouraging fluidity. Sending that left hip back, lengthening through the side and the waist. And then let that right hand fall where it may, perhaps using this left hand to guide that hip so that your whole upper body, your hips and your legs are on the same line. Now you could be looking down with your neck, squeeze your thighs, feel yourself being contained, held strong, upright, and effortless in this sideways plane. Breathing in, breathing out. Shoulders away from ears, lengthen the top of the head in the direction of the right toes. Use the core to gradually bring ourselves up. So that's triangle on this side. We're going to spin on the heels. Look at the toes and try to make sure that they're aiming. They're all on the same line. So if you had a ruler, the toes, the big toes, would all be on the same line. And we'll lengthen the arms out. Let's do a few shoulder rotations. Changing directions. Can you feel expansion from the center of the chest and in between both shoulder blades? Wide. Rotate the palms back, bringing the hands, gathering them together behind us. Maybe soften those knees, but please don't lock them backward. Sending the wrists down, opening the collarbones, hips forward. Now chest up. Chest up. How much does the body want to lengthen up and over? Up and over. The first part of that is up. And make room in the belly as you feel that waist girdle lifting.
and expanding and forward.
Pressing through the baby toe edges of both feet. If you need, if the shoulder girdle, if the elbows are requiring you to release those arms, go ahead. Notice where the weight has shifted in your feet. Is it all the way back in your heels? Could you gently guide some of your weight to hang more forward into the front of the feet? That more of the front of the feet are supporting your body weight. Are you allowing your upper body weight to hang? Ask the legs to support you. Don't let all of the muscles go so that you're straining into the hamstrings. Can you feel the neck lengthening? Release the arms if you haven't already. Lightly bend the knees. We'll round the spine up to standing.
We're going to spin on the left heel. Step that right foot back up. Breathe in. Oops. And forward fold.
Half flat back, lift the chest. Exhale, we're going to step the left knee back. Maybe your blanket is down. Come up to that kneeling warrior, sinking in the hips. Move in that joint. How much does it want to give you movement now? Hands down. What are you noticing as we've moved a little bit more? Stepping back to your plank, whatever plank is yours. Lower through. Breath in, cobra, shoulders back, ease. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walking our hands back toward our feet, bend the knees to allow yourselves to walk backward, rolling your spine up. Feel your mountain before you find your eagle, choosing what leg you're starting on. I'm going to bend first because I am going to do the crossing of the knees, finding a bit of a chair here. Stepping, choosing stability with a little wall assist. Pulling the hips back, lifting in the chest, then asking for space and effortless space in the shoulders and the upper chest. Finding my eagle wrap. Maybe it's a bear hug. Upward energy through the top of the head. Sinking energy through the bottom body. And hopefully one energy isn't dominating over the other. Make peace with where you are. Undoing the legs. Releasing the arms. Inhale, lift through the waist. Clear all of the channels of anything that was clenching just now. Exhale, and we'll round the spine up. So curl the tailbone under, feel the rounding of the back. Feeling a nice gentle stretching of the muscles up and down the spine to come back upright. Eyes open, jaw free, and then we'll get ready for the other side. Okay? I'll do this one this way. I'm going to bend my standing leg, wrapping, hips back. Choosing where we want to be with these arms. I almost forgot. Let some joy come in it.
make peace with where you are. Upper body lifting, bottom body rooting, mind quiet. Always use what we did in the meditation to guide the distracted mind back to focus just on the breath. The equilibrium of breath, the cleansing nature of breath. Freeing ourselves out of the legs, releasing those arms. Inhale, lift through the waist. Exhale, release, fold into yourselves, coming down to the earth. We're at the back of our mat now, so we're going to walk our way back forward to the down dog. Stretching through the sides, stretching through the backs of the thighs, close up toward the attachments in the hips. Feel the rounding up and over of the buttock muscles as they connect into your hamstrings. Squeeze the thighs. We'll bring the right knee down, stepping the left foot up. Kneeling warrior, sinking into the hips, stretching the belly, stretching the pelvis, offering the heart freely upward, effortlessly breathing in this space we're creating. And hands coming down, stepping the right leg up, rolling our spine up. Feel the mountain. Notice where those hips are in our mountain. We'll lift the left leg and step it out wide. Take as many steps as you need for safety, for security. Turning the hips sideways. Now, if you were to look at the back of your right heel and draw a line from it, it should meet with the arch of the left foot to make a capital T. So there, I made a slight adjustment here. Working my hips. Now I'm going to turn sideways once again. Extending, sending that left hip back. Contract the thighs. Don't jam the knees back. And triangle. Good. Maybe bringing the left hand to the small of the back, helping guide the hips forward a bit. Could you imagine that your legs, your hips, your whole rib cage is turned sideways like a slice of bread in the toaster? Push down through the big toe ball joint knuckle of the right foot. Press down through the baby toe edge of the left foot. Abdomen breathing, spine lengthening. Mind on breath and ease. Feel ease. Where are we feeling it and encouraging it, coaxing it out of us, coaxing it into us? Is your spine lengthening or did work stop? Slowly engage your side waist muscles to bring yourselves back upright. Spin on the right heel. Spin on the left heel. Look at the alignment of your feet. Notice, and it's easier if you have a camera or a mirror to see, oh, my hips just broke that plane. My chest broke this plane. Trying to bring myself in this plane. Now, right hip back, left hip forward. Good. And bringing ourselves where the body goes. Now, I don't know about you, but this is my second time around,
And I do find that my hips and my waist gave me more length, and that's why my arm is a little lower. Pushing down through the ball joint of the left big toe. Squeezing the thighs, not locking the knees. Maybe that right hand is guiding the right hip forward. If you wish to expand your wings open, expand. Lengthening the spine, ease and breath. And gradually, slowly bringing ourselves up. I'm going to spin on that left heel. Good, arms out. Finding a clasp or a strap. Good. Sending the wrists down, knees bent, hips forward, chest up, chest up. Don't drop the head back. And coming forward. Try not to jam those knees back. How far does the upper body wish to hang from the low waist, from the upper chest, from the neck? Releasing those arms. Bend the knees, curl the spine upright. All right, so if I were on my mat this way, sorry, it was the right leg. So we're going to spin on the right toes. Look forward, step the left foot up. Breathe in, lift. And forward fold. We'll place the hands down, step back to hands and knees. And we'll sink back onto the heels and get ready for our reclining half hero. So, showed yesterday that I use my big bolster. Some of you may just want to use one blanket, 2 blankets. You could fold it up and have 2 blankets for a little extra height in case you don't have something big this way. I'm going to step my left leg forward. Then I'm going to bring, if I use the blanket, I'm just going to bring it a little bit under my butt. Starting to lower down. Now my body right now is like, okay, you better stay right here. All right, and so since I'm demoing this without the pillow, because normally I would say, okay, go get a pillow and give yourself more support for your back. But here I'm just going to wait. And in that waiting, starting to release, starting to lengthen. Try to relax your groin. This is very contraindicated for knees and hips, so this may not be where you would like to be. If you would like both of your legs straight out in front of you, put a cushion behind your back and just lay there. If you're lying your back on a pillow, go ahead and just rest your back and your head on a pillow. Soften the groin. Follow your breath. Feel the flesh softening around your bones. Perhaps you're noticing the flesh fighting around your bones. How do you help that fight? How do you soften around it? Can we start with the intention and accept where the body is today? Very slowly, no sudden or jarring movements. Bringing ourselves upright. I'm going to swing this leg out from behind me and start to prepare myself for the other side. So this is reclining half hero or Supta Ardha Virasana. I'm going to just shift over onto that right leg, bringing this foot down. Now, this foot could be flat, the top of the foot flat, stretching the top of the ankle and the shin muscles. If your knee will allow that, great. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of quad, but definitely along the knee, along the shin, the weight of the body on the top of that ankle. Now that ankle may or may not protest. Even if it feels good right now, we'll be putting more body weight onto it as we lean back. So listen to your ankle, listen to your body. If it says ow, stop, come out, readjust. Some of you can turn that foot more sideways, but do know that you'll be putting a load on the inside of that knee. So we do want to be careful of the ligaments of the knee. All right, so I'm going to make my way back on this side and see what's happening. Inner thighs together. Easing the way. And then on this side, I'm actually kind of surprising myself here. Soften the chest. Breathing. Quiet the mind. Ask the flesh to soften around the bones. Let the low belly breathe, your abdomen, your chest. Relax the wrists and the fingers. If you can find a few more breaths here calmly, do so. Anything that's ruining your calm, slowly come up. No sudden or jerking movements to come up. I'm going to free this foot out from behind me. Lengthen the legs, and let's do a little vibration of the legs. Shaking. Wiggling. Shake it out. Woo, that ankle. Pointing, flexing. Feel how energy gets to dissipate that was getting stuck, kind of getting trapped in there, not flowing. So we're encouraging that flow, spreading the toes. Good. So yesterday we didn't get to do Salamba Sarvangasana, or the supported shoulder stand. So I want to be able to get into that space today, and maybe we'll not do the fish. Okay, so we'll do the fish tomorrow. And really what I've come to realize is that I think I stacked too many poses as a desire for the amount of time. And we're bringing a lot of focused attention into where we are. So rather than trying to do a whole bunch of stuff in a session, right, we're doing focused, targeted work, mindful work on fewer. So today we're going to skip the fish. Let's do the spinal twist and then the supported shoulder stand. All right, so I'm going to lower my back down. I'm going to take my glasses off. Take your time, guide your way. Be aware of your breath. Calm yourselves. Come back to that
wonderful state we generated in the beginning of practice with the meditation, setting the tone. Let's do a single Om here, calling forth some of that vibration of the bumblebee. Without using the hands, drawing the left knee in toward the chest, knee toward your midline. Notice if it wants to hang out to the side. Can you draw it up your center line? Right hand to the left knee, and we'll roll over onto the right hip. You can lift your head, turn your gaze to the left, and place the head down. Full, expansive balloon breath in the belly. Bones heavy. And slowly come back to center. Straighten the left leg out. And just feel everything easing back into place. What do you notice about that left side? Does it feel longer? Does it feel more relaxed? Does it feel heavier? How does it feel different than the right? We'll draw the right knee into the chest without the hands, feeling the midline. Maybe press your back intentionally into the floor. Left hand to the right knee, guiding our way as you just roll the body onto the left hip. Eyelids heavy, jaw relaxed. Feel the weight of the shoulders. And I'm going to slow my roll because going in this direction, my low back is actually going, hey, wait a minute. Using the breath to balloon and expand that low back area from the inside out. Using that internal massage to create ease, more than the force of muscular torsion and tension. And lift the head, turn the gaze to the right. Place the head down, maybe letting that right arm fold open, unfold open. Bones heavy. Breath full. Have you let go, or are you trying to twist more? Let's gradually come on to the back, rolling back onto the back, right knee into the belly. And straighten the right leg out. And just feel the body releasing the energy of the twist, coming back into this prone position. Where's the weight in your hips? How does the right side feel? How do your lungs and your chest feel? How does your mind feel? Now I'm going to roll over onto my side, little fetal position for a moment. and press our way up gently. So today I want to show how to use a blanket for our shoulder stand, keeping the neck safe. Oftentimes, when we're entering into this kind of space, we can be putting an inordinate amount of pressure, an unhealthy and unsafe amount of pressure on the neck. The point is to be resting on the backs of the shoulder blades, shoulder stand, all right? So fold up your blanket, maybe two. And we're going to place the head to the floor, but the backs of the shoulders on this little platform that we've created. Now I'm going to bring my pillow right here. And this is just a demonstration to start, and maybe then there might be some things you'll want to get. Now I'm going to bring my shoulder blades, letting my head come here. So now the shoulders have a nice little cushiony platform to rest on. I'm going to walk my feet onto this pillow. Feet are about 5 inches apart. Lift the chin a little and place the head down so that you can feel the back of the neck curved. So we should feel a nice, gentle, raised feeling in the chest. And this is a wonderful basic start. You could just stay right here, getting the benefits of your inversion. If you're wishing to go further, or just watch, as I said, we could just demonstrate this first and then set ourselves up. Pushing down through the feet, and I'm starting to wiggle my arms underneath of my back. Now my hands can come together, so I've interlaced, and I push those arms down, lifting the hips. Let your body weight sink onto the backs of the shoulder blades, letting the belly freely breathe. Now some of you may be able to bring your hands to the low back here, lifting up. See if you can bring them up into the rib cage, providing support a little higher up the back, upper back. Now I'm going to slowly release. Now, you can reposition yourself now to have your legs up the wall with this support of the blanket under the shoulders. Or you could place a chair now under your feet. Okay, I'm going to get a little stool that I use as a chair. It's not very high, but it's also a little higher than the pillow that I have. So this is a little higher, as I said. I've walked those feet in, and I could lift from here. So if that's where you would like to go, great. If you have a chair, I'm going to show one more suggestion. And I'm going to replace my blanket now. We could be on the chair and guide our way down. And hang here. So whatever we've chosen, position yourselves. And maybe you walk your feet onto your chair or your cushion and lift the hips. Arms wiggling under you, maybe your hands giving yourself support.
Some of you may wish to practice lifting one leg. Relax the belly. Maybe you're switching. Calm breath. Not a fiery, aggressive breath. Calm breath. If you're losing that breath, come down. If you're feeling stars, if you're feeling dizzy, any pressure in your head or your eyes, come down. Wherever we are. Lower down. Now, if your hips are still up on your chair, see if you can slide your butt down to the floor. And many of us can just stay right here. Your back on your pillow or your blankets. Relax the eyes or close them, jaw relaxed. Soften your bones. We'll roll over to one side for a fetal position. Always feel free to spend as much time as you need here in this comforting, nurturing space, restoring, safe. Let your nervous system discharge and replenish in a nice, grounded, safe way. And we'll bring ourselves upright, preparing for our close. I'm going to sit on my bolster. Bramari Pranayama. Closing the cartilage of the ears, covering over the eyes. 5 hums. Let the vibration rattle around in your head, your jaw, letting the shoulders sink heavy. Let the body relax around the vibration. 5 times. Natural breath, eyes opened or closed. Let your mind follow the breath. Inhaling. Follow the exhale, pervading across the room, out of the building. One pointed focus of the mind on the breath. The past is already done.
There is no future. There is only the present moment of awareness and clarity. Hands to the heart center. Namaste. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this has been our home yoga practice live this week, focusing on sticking with it, or tapas, meaning discipline, setting our practice plan, a meditation, a pranayama or breath practice, a set of asana, yoga poses, and then just hitting it in reverse to come out, our breath practice and our meditation. Feel free to take a moment and journal. Try not to jump right up into all of the busyness of the things. And maybe notice how your energy is, not just physical body parts. Do you feel a little brighter, a little more energetic? Do you feel a little calmer or more settled? Do we start to learn what is equilibrium? And just because we come out and emerge maybe with more energy doesn't mean that it keyed you up. Maybe you were already a little more tamasic or lower in energy to start, so it balanced you and brought you a little up. Maybe you're feeling a little more sedated. That might have indicated that before practice, you were a little more keyed up. We'll start to learn what is equilibrium in the energy, our mental energy, our spiritual energy, as well as our physicality. Maybe observe throughout the day how you carry yourself in your legs, in your hips, as you develop your practice, and do the same thing over and over again. What awakening are we creating in different regions of our body, in how we move it, in our range, in our intention? I certainly hope that anything that I've shared in my practice with you, because that's all I'm doing, sharing my practice with you. Yes, I am a yoga instructor. Yes, I have been trained. Yes, I have been teaching for a while. But I really don't like to say that I'm teaching you how to do yoga for you. I'd like to hopefully just show that I'm sharing my practice. And if that helps you create your practice, more power to you. All right. Feel free to check out any of our other practices. If you need a little bit more stimulation, maybe look on our playlists for our Empower Yoga, our Basics Yoga Flow. We've even got chair yoga in some playlists. If it's in your heart or your pocket and you wish to give a donation, paypal.me/justbeyoga. Peace, everyone. Go forth, do great things. Hope to see you again soon. Namaste. Hi, Sierra. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any suggestions for practice, let me know. Any poses that you'd like to work on, let me know. Any questions about rolling out your mat at home and continuing to do it, staying quote-unquote motivated, please let me know. Thank you all so very much for coming. Namaste.